Ahoy, ye landlubbers, I am Wilson. And it seems that I have arrived on an uninhabited island in the Pacific Ocean. It's scary on a deserted island with no people, no safe places, and no instructions on how to survive this situation. That's why you have to knowledge up on this stuff before it actually happens to you. And to you doubters out there, always remember, like being attacked in the night by a swarm of flying cockroaches, the chances are low, but never zero. Luckily, however, there is a chance that you may be able to remain alive if your island is abundant in one fruit, the coconut. But before we dive deep into all the uses of the coastal miracle that is a coconut, let us understand it more by venturing into its rich history. In ancient times, over thousands of years ago, the first coconuts only inhabited the domain of the Austronesians. These people stretched from islands speckled across the Indian Ocean to plentiful archipelagos throughout Polynesia. They began as voyagers from Africa, who made landfall upon today's Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. It was here that they became the first island survivalists who discovered the pioneer coconuts. It was so beloved for its versatility in food, hydration, and tool making that Austronesian explorers, who began venturing from island to island, carried some seeds aboard with them. Some centuries later, Europeans came upon the coconut. Now they would spread like crazy across the old and new world through merchant routes and colonization voyages. During the Columbian Exchange, the Spanish introduced Philippine palms to the Pacific shore of Mexico and Central America. Portugal implemented Indian palms in West Africa, the Caribbean, and Atlantic coastal Brazil. Actually, you can thank them for this. Coconuts were one of the only good things that European settlers spread across the world. Because find yourself stranded on a deserted island devoid of any palm trees, then you might as well forget the hassle of building a fire for the night and dig in a grave instead. This bridge in Cameroon is a very important river crossing for the people of Niang. While it was not tied together with coconuts, it was made from the ropes spindled together from rattan palms, while its architects kept themselves sustained with coconuts. Because the coconut is so versatile, in any survival situation where this palm tree is available, you can easily take advantage of its providence for food, hydration, rope material, and fire fuel. Spherical shaped coconuts can be idealized as tools also. Splitting it down the middle, then draining and scooping out a coconut leaves you with two bowls that are perfect for stew night. You can also carve through the top of a coconut to make a water container, then wrap it in cordage to carry it around. Aren't coconuts amazing? Extremely important survival fact when relying on coconut milk as your primary source of hydration. The ones already on the ground are not your safest bet. Coconuts that are green and soft are younger. They carry more water and have smoother meat. Ripe coconuts are brown and hard. Their flesh is rougher, and the husk is harder to break open. These mature coconuts are notoriously high in oils, to the point where it can sicken and dehydrate you. So, always remember that it is worth the extra climbing distance to collect the coconuts that are growing toward the top of the tree, than to die agonizingly sick otherwise. When stuck in long-run survival, a primitive hut may last you a few days, but eventually it gets boring. So, if you are well fed and there are spare palm trees to harvest from, their leaves are great for thatch roofs over your fort. They will protect from rain, keeping you and all your stuff dry, even in powerful storms. Remember to build a smoke outflow system so your house doesn't burn down. However, magnificent as the coconut is, in 2016, over half of the world's palm trees began to decline. Because of climate change and overexploitation, the worsening severity of coastal weather is causing more powerful storms and flooding, which devastates the tree population and impairs the villagers who need them. On top of this, poor farming practices waste coconuts by the thousands when they are harvested either too early or too late for the product's demand to accept. But the worst of the problems is the fault of this little jerk A pandemic, called lethal yellowing disease, has spread across the oceanic world, inflicting nutritional defects in coconuts, and ultimately killing the infected palm tree within 3 months. There is nothing that can be done once a plant hopper delivers the pestilence onto the tree, so the best available option is to remove it before it gets worse. On an island stricken with lethal yellowing, would be the same as playing a game on nightmare mode. You will have to either raise a palm tree for 8 years before it's mature enough to produce, or you will have to gather everything you can, hastily construct a raft, and peel out to wherever the mercy of the sea takes you next. One last thing. There is a reason why the Austronesians left in the first place. If ever you happen to crash land upon an island in the West Pacific, near Indonesia, you will undoubtedly encounter the coconut crabs. They are colossal crustaceans, capable of crushing all the bones in your palm with a brutal handshake of its claw. Not only are these beasts the most formidable threat to your survival, but they are also notable for stealing your stash of coconuts in the night. Charles Darwin himself called them monsters. Do not ever attempt to catch and cook coconut crabs unless you are doing it with a freaking cannon. Respect the crab, and it might just consider sparing your existence. Oh, my father is calling me now, so I must go. Do not forget everything that I have told you, because % of people who don't think they are ever going to be met with a deserted island survival scenario are.